Views expressed here are not supported by and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Art of the Finish Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Rellz, joined by my new co-host, Doogie Franchise. What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's good? What's good? A little under the weather, but eventually I'll feel better. So I'm ready to do this. This rock. You know how it is. We
Yeah,
talking
we did.
wrestling.
Yes, sir. We did a show on Monday. I'll send the information on the links afterwards when we finish this show. But how's your week going other than being a little under the weather?
Ain't much to it, but being under the weather at this point. Like it was right after your show. After your show, I was good for about half the day. And when I was at job number 2, my boss, I was just cold, and my boss goes, "Yo, you all right?" And then she was like, "Yeah, you should go home." And then shit just spiraled from there.
She sent you home. She told you yes, time to get out of here for you infected people.
Yeah, nah, she's a cool person. She was like, she's an overly worried type. So
Uh, you was about to turn that whole job into the Thriller video you showed me earlier.
facts, I could have facts.
But anything, what's going on in the wonderful world of professional wrestling, man?
Well, caught up with AEW.
Okay,
Gotta say, it's about to be a hot take early. So let's start by saying the Blackpool Combat Club is like what the Elite was last year. These motherfuckers is just the dudes beefing with everybody. They got everybody. John Moxley got the firm and MJF on his case. Everybody else got the Jericho Appreciation Society. Everybody on that. And
all
you
right. So
can't, they all throughout the story.
yeah, it's crazy. You're right because they literally are feuding with like everyone in that group is feuding with somebody differently and collectively. But it's crazy
Yeah.
because it's like my only beef with the whole thing is that it seems like when Moxley gets jumped, they don't come out and help him though.
Yo, for real. Yo, that's a good point. I just noticed that too. It's like, yo, why is he the only one not getting help? Everybody just jumping him. Like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's like every week you look at it like yesterday, for example, he got attacked by the firm, and where was everybody at? Nobody was there. But then when at the end, when this dude like it's crazy how the Blackpool Combat Club would save Ian Riccaboni before they would save Sean Moxley.
Yo, and I don't know if they just trying to say, yo, John Moxley too tough to get saved, but come on. Everybody need a little saving sometimes.
Okay, let me
Even
ask you a question.
Superman.
So even Superman, you ready?
Yeah, even
Hot,
Superman.
hot take. Let me ask you a question. Does Regal turn on Moxley?
Maybe. Cause if Regal's about that mentoring shit, he's right now mentoring MJF low key. He might just do it. He
And if
might
he does
just
that,
do it.
then where does the Blackpool Combat Club go from there?
It goes to what it was supposed to be before he was there. Moxie and Daniel Bryan trying to take in young stars to raise some hell.
So the only part about this that's hilarious, right, is that Blackpool Combat Club is literally going to feud with the firm and MJF throughout the whole winter.
Yo, with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Like, yo, the right now, like at one point you gotta admit Blackpool Combat Club was holding like what 3 titles?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then like yo, and they just beating and then honestly, they whole bit is like yo, we just gonna beat the bricks off of everybody. We gonna beat everyone into good like, and it's not even like they having the craziest matches. What they're doing is beating people into good matches.
Yeah, it seems that way because if you look at the situation with Lee Moriarty yesterday, it was a lot. It was a good match. It was like Moxley let him get a lot of his stuff in, which Moxley seems to do that for a lot of the wrestlers. Um, and it seems like um, if you look at it, it's just almost like he gives too much offense. Like I like the fact that the match is competitive, but I don't want to see my first of all, Moxley wrestles too much, and I hate to say it like that, but you're the world champion. You wrestle way too much, and then on top of it all, like you're wrestling guys that really have no chance of winning. So it's like almost like why do I want to watch it?
Yo, honestly, sometimes like it could be for the possibility and a good way to really showcase somebody though. You know what I mean? Give some people if you give people a moment to shine, that can set a bar for the future. Cause you gotta remember, like, look what like a match with Jungle Boy and Kenny did, Darby Allin and Jericho did. It literally it sets a bar. You know what I mean? That could have been his graduation. That could have been that could have been his moment. Because remember, every year there's always one world champion that wrestles one young kid, and the young kid gets his shit in, shows how good he is, and it sets a standard for him down the line.
Yeah, crazy. That's kind of how Willa Yuta joined the Blackpool Combat Club.
See? And remember, originally in the promo with John Moxley versus Daniel Bryan, it was Willie Yuta and Leo Moriarty's, whose two names came up.
And Daniel Garcia.
Yeah. And so far, Yuta joined them. Garcia joined
Jericho.
And then and then Moriarty's in the firm, and then as you can see and then even Moxley said it. He was like, "Yo, we wanted you, but we just thought you wasn't you're good, but you're just not violent enough for us." So it was like, "All right, bet." I mean, technically, he was right in the match because
yeah.
But imagine what that do now. What if he just like dye his head red and get more violent?
That's true. That's true. So let me ask you a question. I'm trying to
ahead.
predict the future of AEW, right? Because you know they got Winters coming, and the winner of the World Title Eliminator Tournament gets a title shot. If MJF is truly setting up, if the firm is truly setting up, like Moxley, right? And let's just say MJF beats Moxley at Full Gear, but let's just say Ethan Page wins the tournament. How does that work?
Well, yo, they're gonna be good. I'm honestly, yo, Ethan Page ain't winning. I'm sorry, he's not winning.
I do like the fact that they're doing a good job of kind of building him up right now, though.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job with him since he started. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was underrated, but high key there every time. Because anytime he got on the mic and did something, he OD'd. He over delivered.
I like how he's strong enough to put a little oomph on that razor's edge, though.
Yeah,
it's like he throws you. He doesn't drop you. Like he launches you. That takes a lot.
I do. And like, ain't he Canadian? Ain't he Canadian?
Yep.
That's I don't know. Canadians in wrestling is like
Canadians to hockey. They just fit.
He got it. I'm not, Ethan Page is, I didn't even know who Ethan Page was before AEW. No, I'm lying.
Yeah, I was gonna say you never watched Josh Alexander in Impact?
I'm lying. I did, but I still wasn't sure who he was. I'm gonna tell you. All right, don't laugh. This is when I first heard of Ethan Page. Don't laugh. So one time, I was Googling how to do a wrestling promo, and he popped up because he had a YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I first heard of Ethan Page, and I was like, "Yo, this motherfucker ain't even famous. I never heard him cut a promo before." Then I saw him with Josh Alexander, and I was like, but I didn't connect the two.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he showed up on AEW, I was like, oh, I get it. I get it now. So that's my whole, like, it's weird. I think certain wrestlers I found out through social media before before I seen him on TV. Like, I kid you not, a week before Jade debuted on
AEW.
TV.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just followed her on Instagram because I thought she was a hot model. I kid you
Oh.
not. I was like, oh, who's this? She hot. I like her. I'm gonna follow.
and then she appears on your TV the next week.
And I got super excited. I was hyped.
Segue into that, then, who do you think is the first person to beat her?
To beat Jade? Oh,
Is this? Let me ask you a question. Is it someone on the roster or someone who's probably not even there yet?
that's a good question.
Okay, better question. Does she go 100-0?
Nah, where's she at right now? Like 40,
40,
41?
41?
She probably go 50-0 and then lose, yo. I give her a solid 50.
Yeah, because with the way Tony books women wrestling, she'll probably win her 50th match in like March.
Yeah, like at this point, she like what is it? Like double or nothing or something like that.
Yeah,
She probably lose. It's either I all out or double or nothing. She losing.
she don't lose to Britt Baker, huh?
Nah, I don't know if it'll be. I mean, that would be interesting, but I feel like there'd be too much backlash for that. I feel like she should lose to like someone that no one will see coming. Like if Awesome Kong came out of retirement for one time, just to put that like.
Just to put her over?
Just like because like honestly, yo, you had her beat everybody. So who's there left for her to beat?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not much left. Like, Saraya, but I'm scared because, like,
Yeah, that's
I feel like she needs to be in the ring with somebody who's experienced enough that if
Won't
she
kill
lands
her?
on, yes.
That won't kill her?
I mean, we felt that, but she was in the ring with Sasha, and Sasha almost killed her. So it's almost like it's like in a funny sport of wrestling is like you can never be too safe because the most dangerous moves you can get away with, and then the most simplest moves are what you'll get hurt from. So
Yeah, facts.
happened
Like
with Hangman.
I think the person who beat her is not there yet. And I mean the person who beats her is someone who's gonna really, really need it.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say Willow Nightingale's gonna do it.
See, that would be a good one. Because I love Willow Nightingale. She'll be the perfect person to beat Jade. They are literally total opposites.
Yep, I can see that happen. I don't know why, but I see like she'll win up for the next couple of months, and then it'll put her right back into one spot again, and then she'll beat her that time.
And oh god, I hope this doesn't happen. The only other person I can see beating Jade as a surprise would be Rio.
Nah, I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't even buy into that, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't either, but you gotta admit, this is the same girl that beat oh my god, sorry, what's her name that's running around with Jade's title right now?
She beat Nyla Rose. She sure
Yeah,
did.
she beat and yo, remember what it took for Nyla Rose to beat her?
Yeah, she had to like go Super Saiyan on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks because I don't find it believable. Like, I'm really supposed to believe that Jade to Riho looks like Great Khali to Rey Mysterio.
See, but look at the shit Rey Mysterio did. Look at the stuff Rey Mysterio's done. Yo, honestly, and and this is some things I like about wrestling. Yo, you got your technical wrestlers, you got your brawlers, but I call like the luchadors the intelligent wrestlers. Anybody who's small, I call them like the little intelligent wrestlers because they find a way to do it in a smart way. Like I wasn't the biggest Rey Mysterio fan, but I like watching his matches because he always found like an intelligent way to win. Like he'll do something and you just like, oh, okay, that got him off his feet. I get it. What? Oh, like same even with Guerrero, and he cheated.
He was the only guy that could cheat and get away with it. And people cheer for him because he cheated.
But he found intelligent ways to win. Even and this is another reason why I'm a fan of Orange Cassidy too. Orange Cassidy's a technical wrestler, but but the dude is always in an opponent's head in a smart way, and it's funny. Like
he's been in Pac's head for like 6 months now.
Yeah, better part like a solid over 2 years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Pac hates that dude with a passion.
Exactly.
To the point that his whole team's about to break up because of it.
It be like that, yo.
All right, 2 more questions and we gotta wrap up AEW. One, well, I'll save that question for last. But 2, what do you think? What do you think about Jeff Jarrett?
Yo, I ain't gonna front. I never gave a shit about Jeff Jarrett, but when I saw him on AEW, I'm gonna be real with you, because when he was in like TNA, I didn't really care about him. But I ain't gonna front. Seeing him, I was like, yo, this motherfucker's in shape.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. So he looked like Matt Brolick, right?
He look healthy. He look healthier than Sting. And now I want to see him. I want to see him fight Sting. I want to see 2 old white dudes go at it. I want to see him I want to see these 2 old wrestlers. So part of my language for saying that I'm not making a race thing, but I want to see these 2 old classics clash. I want it to feel like WCW in 2000. I wanted to feel.
Please don't say 2000.
Nope, I'm gonna say 2000. I wanted to feel like Impact in 06. I want him to sit there and be like, yo, I want Kurt Angle to show up and be like, I thought this is the main event Mafia reunion. And then they hit him. I want to see all that. I want all that.
I don't ever want to see Kurt Angle in another ring again.
What? No.
Kurt Angle look like if he sneezes, every bone in his body's going to break. Yeah. It looked like he hurt when he wrestled. You said it's fine?
I mean, no, it's not fine, but it's he doesn't need to wrestle. He just needs to be there. Kurt Angle has enough charisma to just be there.
I think he's too WWE loyal for that.
That's fair. You know what? That is fair.
I have to say that because I think if that's the case, he'd have been in AEW already.
Just not wrestling.
Sadly, I think he would have had 1 match already though if he was there.
Nah, he probably wouldn't. Who would he wrestle?
He probably would have wrestled Jay Lethal. Because at this point, you got to put Kurt Angle in the ring with guys that are safe enough to work with.
Then I'll put him in there.
You don't put him in the ring with Darby.
No, that's too much.
It's
good. I'm a fan. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm about to show my fandom. I will put him in the ring with Orange Cassidy. I don't care.
The funny thing is, I say the clashes would be so different that I don't know if it'll work. But Kurt Angle and Orange Cassidy is probably smart enough wrestlers to make it happen. So
it would be super funny and entertaining.
Funny thing is, hey babe, what's up? Funny thing is, I guarantee you, we would have gotten if he was in AEW, we would have gotten Daniel Bryan versus Kurt Angle at least once.
Yeah, I would love to see that. That would be fire. Okay, and if you needed somebody to take, if Regal left the Combat Club, who wouldn't be the perfect person to take over than Kurt Angle?
Yeah, that's true. And he wouldn't have to wrestle either, but he could get physical if he had to.
Yeah, that would be fire. That would be fire.
I don't want to see him fight though.
You don't, but you know somebody. He don't even have to throw punches because you know if somebody grab him, he could just out wrestle him and just stretch him.
I can see him managing Daniel Garcia.
That'd be fair too.
Because then I can see Daniel Garcia taking the ankle lock and making it his own.
And that would be someone that would also bring Daniel Garcia over because he's gonna be like, yo, Jericho, I like you, but Kurt Angle, he beat you. Like
then he would turn on Kurt Angle and take the ankle lock and call it the metal breaker or some shit like that.
That would be funny.
He already calls that other move what is the dragon tamer or something like that?
That's fire.
So what did you think of the main event last night?
Between
Cage and Samoa Joe.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad. I feel like it wasn't bad. I ain't gonna front. I'm not the biggest Brian Cage fan. I love Samoa Joe. But I love Samoa Joe. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't you tell me you don't like Samoa Joe.
Of course I love Samoa Joe. Of course. Do I feel like he probably wishes he was back in WWE right now? Probably.
Oh, he do. You know, do you know? All right, first of all, I'm gonna tell you, I felt so bad for Samoa Joe in WWE because I felt like when Brock Lesnar had that long Universal title reign, should have been Samoa Joe that ended that. Samoa Joe should have gotten a lot that was left on the table. He ain't had not one like good run. I don't care if you're saying he's injury prone or nothing. Like he never had the run he deserved. His NXT run was fire.
Yeah, he was the first person to beat the He was the first person to beat the Demon.
And nobody mentions that.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Like only 2 people beat the Demon.
Oh well, no. One person beat the Demon, Samoa Joe, and then the second person that beat the Demon was Guard because I still don't know how that rope broke.
Okay, 2 people pinned the Demon.
Yeah, I guess you could get. Yeah.
And there was some.
And they're both Samoans.
Yeah. And then oh my goodness, could you imagine with this head of the table stuff now with Samoa Joe there?
Yeah, because he wouldn't be part of them.
I know, but
you know what the sad part is? You want to know what's crazy now that I think about it? If he was there, there would be no Solo. It's essentially the same character.
It is. And then, could you imagine that face off? Solo Sikoa versus Samoa Joe? That's a long, I don't know why that sounds like a lot to say.
It's a lot of syllables.
Yeah. Like, I want that. That's the match I want.
I wonder if there was no Solo though that they would have kind of pulled that trigger and made Samoa Joe like part of the bloodline.
Nah, originally, you know who I thought they was gonna go? That dude from New Zealand, that big dude.
Oh, Zion Quinn?
No. The other one that they fired. His move was
Jonah Rock.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna bring him in as the muscle because it would have. He looked like he would have fit in perfectly.
Yeah, then eventually he'd have turned on Roman.
Yeah,
it was only right. It only had to happen.
Okay, let me ask you another question real quick. On Monday, right? You heard the promo that Roman cut, and then what Paul Heyman said after on how Roman dislikes outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that could be a low-key shot at Sami Zayn, even though they were talking about Logan Paul?
It could be. I mean, they're planting seeds, but they're not planting them so subtly. Like you don't see it. You don't see it really coming. But if you look at certain body language of the members when Sami Zayn's in the ring, like Solo laughs because he gets thrown off, and then they all break character. But there are certain times when like Sami will look at Solo, and Solo will give him a death look, and it's almost like I'm tolerating you right now for the moment, but when the time is given, I'm gonna destroy you. Because when that beatdown comes, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad, yo.
I'm gonna love it though. I'm gonna love it.
That's gonna be worse than the Festival of Friendship.
That's what we're hoping for. Because that means I'm looking forward to it because that means WrestleMania gonna be fire.
Yeah, I guess we might as well get right into the topic too now while we're here. So tonight's topic, because we're already in WWE anyway, is the pros and cons of Vince McMahon. And the reason why I decided to make this topic tonight was because, for all the flack that we give Vince McMahon for how bad he's been booking in the recent years, you can't forget about the fact that he's actually gave us some iconic moments, some iconic matches, even some iconic superstars. So I'm gonna say for me, one of the pros Vince McMahon did for professional wrestling was giving us the Ultimate Warrior. And I know a lot of people are not gonna like it, but
I don't.
The reason why I say it though is because in the 80s and the early 90s, when it looked like Hogan was the most dominant, he gave us somebody else that was a face that was as equally popular, sometimes even more popular than Hulk Hogan was. So for me, WrestleMania 6, I rooted for Warrior. When you get older, you both realize they both couldn't really wrestle. But so you was a Hogan fan.
I wasn't a Hogan fan. I wasn't a Hogan fan either. I hate both them. I hate both them bastards. I hate both them men. I was always Team Macho Man. Okay? I was always Team Macho King, Macho Man, Macho Madness. That was Oh shit!
you tried it. You tried it. You're not out the woods yet, brother. You tried it.
Yeah, I'm not fully healthy, but I'm not healthy enough to do this.
Yeah,
But
you really tried it. You really did.
I was a Macho Man fan. Like what? I would. Oh man, that
Okay, so
was
look, in the pros and cons of that feud, right? They allow the pros. They allow Macho Man to be the world champion out of it, right? They gave him a world title run. But then the con and all of that is that it always went back to Hogan regardless. I'm surprised that fans didn't boo Hogan sooner because you realize that at some given point he always was going to circle back around and get the belt.
you know what? It's funny because you know what it is. I feel like because Hogan played the hero so well, Hogan played Superman. He followed the whole Superman bit. Like if he was a comic book character, he would be Superman. He'll be the dudes, yes, red, white, and blue, American dreams, all that. But like all that is not, how can I say, like always for everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understood the appeal of Hogan. I don't get it. Like, matter of fact, I'm lying. Certain things I do, because he was a good hype man. Hogan was a good hype man. He know how to develop like a presence for his hype to tell it,
Mm-hmm.
and then tell the perfect story using a beginning, middle, and end. Macho Man had that, right? But Macho Man was too intricate for some people.
Let me ask you a question.
Go
Now
ahead.
we talking Hogan Macho Man. Do you feel like Macho Man always lived in Hogan's shadow?
Yes.
And the two-part question to that is, if Hogan ran WWF at the time, right? Would it be fair to say that if Macho Man was at NWA or WCW, he would have been that star at that time? Like he would have been, or would have always been Ric Flair?
That is a tough question. It may be the different. Okay, so here's the thing though, with and all the other companies, another you can look average and regular and tough, but in WWE you had to look like Hogan and Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior to be that guy. So he might be as a great visual, but I don't. And then he might be able to tell like certain stories, but Ric Flair had a specific type of presence that made him relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ric Flair is what you want it to be, right? Anybody can be as crazy as the Macho Man.
No. Okay.
So like,
Anybody could have been as crazy as the Macho Man, but could it have looked as believable as Macho Man made it? Because if you want to say that, then you say anybody could be crazy. George Animal Steel was crazy. Abdullah Butcher was crazy.
but look at them compared to the Macho Man.
Macho Man was a smaller guy compared to these giants.
But visually look at him compared. Like, would you want to look like George Animal Steel, or would you want to look like the Macho Man?
I want to look like Ravishing Rick Rude.
But that's not the.
That's you moving to go. I get what you say.
But like, honestly,
Macho Man, definitely Macho Man.
I would say, WWE had mostly models, bro. Like, and that sounds crazy right now, but like, honestly, and I will say this, I will gladly give Vince all their props on this one. Yeah, they said he was a bodyguard, but he built up like that presence of like, look, if you can take care of yourself and look a certain type of way, you will develop a sense of presence that people will notice you more. Like that's what developed the superstar and the megastar, and then it's not even gonna lie to you, that's what's getting The Rock all his money now in Hollywood. And he's telling everybody that. Like, when they told him, like, I gotta look a certain way, and The Rock is like, nah, I'm gonna just work out and get this big body count, and look at The Rock now. Yeah, it's like the same WWE format.
Yeah, but in Hogan's case, when he told us to take your vitamins, we didn't know what vitamins he meant at the time.
See, yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
you see what
fair.
I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. We all thought we were talking about Flintstones, and we know it realistic it wasn't that.
Yeah, his was a needle. But look, at some point, all bodybuilders was doing that,
Mm,
and I get it,
mm.
and I get it. Like I'm not telling people to take steroids and nothing like that. So do take your supplements, your healthy ones, and work out. But like, yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of people, a lot of people who watch wrestling back in the days, like, yo, I want to look like that guy and started working out.
No, don't worry about that.
Yeah. So then but then like you do have like a total op, and that's what I like about the dynamic of Ric Flair and Hogan. Hogan was the full, all right, big body guy, rip t-shirts and all that, ripping shirts off for Hogan. Well, Flair was like, I can get amped up too, but I'm gonna do this in my $1 million suit. You know what I mean?
$1 Million Man did the same thing.
Yeah, and I like that too. And that was and that's and which is what's funny to me. That was his always one of Hogan's biggest villains was the $1 Million Man, right? Then you had, and then for some reason I felt like I was like, bro, you're kind of taking your pop shots at Ric Flair over here. And then when you get Ric Flair, who's doing the same thing, I'm surprised they never really had like a good interaction.
Yeah, yeah. But then I guess we could look at it like that was the thing that Vince McMahon fumbled.
Yeah, one of some of his cons is like, yo, he fumbled the WrestleMania match of Hogan and Flair. He fumbled Sting and Taker. He
Oh
fumbled,
God, I don't even want to talk about that.
yo, hold on, Shawn Michaels and The Rock. Hold on,
Well, The Rock didn't want to fight Shawn Michaels.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Until I hear him say it, allegedly. And then, okay, ready? The Rock and Triple H should have been at WrestleMania.
Well, in a one-on-one match,
Yes, in a one-on-one.
not that fatal four-way with every McMahon in the corner.
That was terrible.
All right, let's take a second. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna pay some bills. If you're looking to get a podcast on the Evening Rush Network and you don't know how to do it, this is how you do it.
Looking to podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417 or email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
Yo, we are back. We are discussing the pros and cons of what Mr. Man did for professional wrestling. Doogie, what were some more things you think he fumbled on? Matter of fact, I'll give you a better question. What do you think of some of the superstars he fumbled on?
Okay. I don't want to use the word fumble. I want to use that he just didn't get him. You know what I mean? So it's weird. Like a Cesaro, he didn't understand because people connected with Cesaro for just the wrestling, but he didn't get it. You know what I mean? Because, and sorry, because I was way younger, but you can answer this. Was Bret Hart a super promo guy?
No.
So
Bret Hart was nervous to took promos without his glasses on.
Yeah, but Bret Hart was a great wrestler, right? That people connected to. That's like a Cesaro.
I honestly think Bret's promos didn't get good until 97. 96, 97.
But the thing is, if you're not but that's a lot of they had to definitely put pressure on him at that time.
Of course.
But Cesaro never got that pressure. But you put Cesaro in a match with anybody, it's a damn sure banger. People are in it to win it after that. Even Rusev got every little thing over, and it made stuff that I thought Rusev Day wouldn't get over.
Mm-hmm.
And yo, but I found it. But then at some point, I don't remember what promo it was, where he just popped up saying, "It's Rusev Day," and I started.
That took off.
Yo, I was dying. I was dying of laughter, and I was like, "Yo, I'm doing that every day." Yo, when when Daniel Bryan started doing yes, I was in the gym with my boy doing that shit every day, getting on his nerves. Until he started saying it, and then we noticed, oh, everybody's saying it. I thought it was funny. And then like it's even in one of the promos, he broke Kofi Kingston. He broke how Kofi Kingston break characters saying, yo, you stupid. Because he was doing the yes. It's just like sometimes he just don't get it. He like his sense of humor doesn't match up with everybody else's. Sometimes his ideas and someone else's clash.
Let me tell you something, and this is my opinion. Maybe you could agree with me or not. His sense of humor, and I don't want to be racist. I don't want to take this as a racist way, but his sense of humor is black people more so shucking and jiving. Here's the reason why I think New Day was so successful, because if you look at New Day and you look at the Hurt Business, which Vince fumbled badly, they were two total. Hurt Business was modern day black version of Evolution, and Vince didn't know what to do with it. But New Day came out and danced and twerked and had booty holes and had all of this. Yet they're the longest reigning tag team champions, 11-time tag team champions. Kofi eventually became world champion. Big E eventually became world champion. Woods became king of the ring. But if they don't do all of this at the beginning when New Day started, I don't think none of this success would happen. Look at R-Truth. I think R-Truth had a job for so long because he just does stupid stuff that Vince liked.
All right. So the R-Truth part, I'll give you that. The New Day, they're a unique case. The New Day is, how can I say this? Let me start with one person from the New, because I want to start with the person who I know made the New Day successful. And that's Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods, and nobody gets it, is literally one of the hardest people in wrestling. He saved a lot of people's jobs at that in WWE, and he's gotten people over doing stuff with them outside of WWE.
Absolutely. Up, down, down, and all that stuff.
Yes. Now, with the New Day, all he did was like, yo, because originally Vince wanted them to be these preacher types. I'm going to save you. I'm going to come out tonight and put on a match that all you, like, ain't nobody was doing that. But they was like, yo, this is whack. And it was like, yo, we can get people to boo Kofi and all that. And he let them be silly. He let them be silly. Silly was their thing. Like, them doing all that stuff, I wouldn't even call it jucking and jiving because, yo, I ain't going front. They beat up more people than they was beating people up with their authority. You know what I mean? They was beating people up that you didn't think they should have been beating.
Yeah.
And then
they weren't 11-time tag team champions for nothing.
And then also they used what a lot of things Vince McMahon wasn't up to date with to get themselves over, and that is pop culture. They use pop culture, and then not just one type of pop culture. They'll make hip hop references. They'll make like CNN news references, anime wrestlings that are video game references, everything. Like, oh, Xavier wants to come out and interrupt somebody, you'll hear the theme from Final Fantasy. And then if you're a nerd, you'd be like, oh, WrestleMania. Yeah, they came out a giant box of cereal dressed as Dragon Ball Z characters. That's fire. You know what I mean? Like, what you call it?
They knew how to turn the gimmick into make it work for them.
And that's the thing. Like, and using pop culture references. And that's what makes it even better. They were using pop culture references. And then it's not like they just did it themselves. They got everybody else doing it with them. Like all the stuff, like all the antics that they would do, you would like when they had early Uso feuds when their Usos had face paint and all that stuff. There was back and forth banter of having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
The Bar still banter and fun. That was their whole thing. Like, yo, bet we gonna like they went out. They got to be obnoxious, but they used popcorn. Yo, remember they did a whole Jay-Z reference in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. I think that was the beginning of their face turn, actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, like every match they was putting on was bangers with people. Then them and the Usos just kept going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, like
even with the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, so with them, they was using a lot of pop culture. They were doing, and then the stuff outside, they would bring into their like the up down down thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, if you cannot tell me Cesaro don't know how to cut a promo, if you've never seen up down down and watch him talk shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like, yo, one of the craziest. All right, Samoa Joe and up down down cut better promos on that than he did on actual wrestling. And I'll never forget. Every game he played, he was like, "You see, some people don't understand, but when you mess with the power game," and his whole thing was called the power game, and I was just like, "Yo, this is, this is great."
But is that because they were allowed to be themselves and not have a script?
That exactly. They were allowed to be themselves, so I can't say they were jerking and jiving if they was being themselves and just using pop culture references.
So let me ask you. So then, in retrospect, then how in the hell did he ever fumble the Hurt Business?
All right, this is a good hot take right here. I'm about to throw you another one. The Hurt Business and the Bloodline was the same damn story. How?
What do you mean? Explain.
Okay, so we'll start it like this. You got the leader of the Hurt Business. That was it.
MVP.
We're gonna go with Bobby. Yeah, because he's the one that got to do all the heavy lifting, right? And then he spent the whole time beating up on a dude to get him to join the Hurt Business, right? Which was Cedric.
Which is crazy because he beat him so bad he joined.
Yeah, kind of like what Roman did to Jay, right? And you got to remember, he did that, and then that happened before. That happened before Roman came back. And then what? You now got another dude who just blends right in with Shone, and then they became tag team champions while he was holding a U.S. title.
So MVP is more like Heyman?
Yeah. And that's why everybody wanted the Hurt Business versus the Bloodline, because that would have been a perfect setup.
My only thing is just like I don't like the fact for a wrestler to get built up to get fed to Roman.
I don't like
at this point he's not losing.
And I don't like that either. I don't like that. See, Frank, you are so right. The Hurt Business is what should have been what the Bloodline is now. That should have been like the counterpart to the Bloodline.
That should have been Raw's version of the Bloodline.
That should have been and that would have been perfect setup for War Games or Survivor Series match or anything.
That is true. Because they could have even included one more person if need be. Like, say if the Bloodline has 5 members, you could have included one more person to the Hurt Business if you need it.
I would have sat there. I'd have been like, Ricochet, like Ricochet, you're coming into the Hurt Business. Then I would have definitely tried to see.
Even Apollo Crews.
Or you could have gotten what's his name, Carmelo Hayes.
I was just about to say
Carmelo.
That'd have been a perfect way to debut him.
It's like what? Especially with the whole MVP going balling and Melo saying, Melo don't miss.
Yeah, it would have been a perfect segue. And then eventually they would have split because Melo would have joined MVP and they'd have left Lashley anyway.
Yeah, that would have been a fire setup.
Or you could even have brought Leo Rush back. He would have joined the Hurt Business. It could have worked.
Leo Rush would have been like the little engine that could though, but he would have killed it. He's and that's what it is. And then the thing is, they fumbled that. It was like,
and Vince was well on his way to fumbling Kevin Owens and Judgment Day before Triple H took over. Because look how totally different those groups and that one person is different now that Triple H is in charge.
You're right. And then he almost, I will give him this though. He gave Kevin Owens a chance. He also let him have that Universal title.
Mm-hmm.
He let him have that Universal title. And Kevin Owens did what he got with it. He did whatever he got. Kevin Owens did it and worked with it. Kevin Owens is the one dude who he's a main eventer. Like he's not in the main event, but he's putting on main event. Man, you can tell he's just swinging from that one branch to pull himself up back into main event pictures.
And once he gets there, he's not leaving that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Sammy's right there under Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, he about to touch him. And that's something I will give Vince credit, whereas he does give chances, especially if you exceed his expectations. Look at AJ Styles. AJ Styles wasn't even there for a full year yet and became WWE champion.
Vince didn't even believe in AJ when he first got there.
Yeah.
It wasn't first of all, I think it was two factors. It was the night of the Royal Rumble, because they said Vince didn't even expect AJ to get that kind of reaction. And it was the night after WrestleMania when he won the number one contenders match. And then 4 months later, he was world champion.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of pros to shit to Vince, and one of them is, I'm gonna use this word to describe Vince as one of his pros, is time. He uses time. He doesn't rush everything.
That's a con too, though.
Yeah, but it takes time to build up a person into a star. So he's patient enough to wait it out.
Yeah, but you know what? That almost ruined Roman's whole career.
But that's because he shoved Roman down. That's because he was. Hold on, I'm gonna mute for a second. Let me just.
Go ahead. So yeah, back to the whole situation with the whole Roman thing. Vince was so fixed, and I think that's a big con for Vince McMahon too, is the fact that what Vince McMahon is, once he's so fixated on one particular wrestler, it's like the rest of the roster doesn't matter.
And that's the thing. In due time, someone else. He's also patient enough to watch someone else rise. Because every time Roman where he's at right now, you gotta understand, when he was doing all this, it was always that if Roman's Hogan right now, his Macho Man would always just, I got it instead. And that's Seth.
I was just about to ask you who was his Macho Man.
Seth. It's Seth. It's always gonna be Seth. But that's what it is. It's he's patient enough for Roman, and then at that final time where he says, "Yo, we're gonna give it one time ago," and Roman said, "I want to be a heel now. Let me do bad guy stuff because, they have to hate you first before they love you." And he wasn't trying to let them do that.
Yeah, Frank said, I've been thinking that way, the way he's carrying Austin Theory. Yeah, Vince. So the problem with Austin Theory is that it's not that a lot of people didn't think Austin Theory was capable enough. It was just the fact that Vince started pushing Austin Theory so fast that people started getting turned off by it. Because it was blatantly obvious what Vince was doing with Austin Theory.
Which works. Which is good. Because what you're doing is, if he knows that, pushing this guy, everyone's going to hate him, but I need someone for people to hate, then let it be the guy who wants to be a heel.
Yeah,
Austin
but
Theory.
my question with that is, what's the difference between us hating Austin Theory or him having that X Pac heat where people just want him to go away? Because I think a lot of people feel that way about Baron Corbin. Right now, this whole JBL managing him honestly is not doing anything for Baron Corbin.
Listen, Baron Corbin is underrated. He is literally one of the best heels in all of wrestling. For people to want him to go away,
You want to know what's crazy? I'm sorry to
listen,
cut you off. You know what's crazy?
go ahead.
For as much of a heel as he is right now, I think his ceiling is mega babyface. And I say that, because he's been a heel for so long now, and it's like, as a heel, what has he done? Like, realistically speaking, besides being King of the Ring, obviously, Intercontinental Champion, no, U.S. Champion, but besides that, he's been a heel for so long. It's like, where do you go now? You can't be a top heel because Roman's there, Seth is there, so you're always going to still be at least number 3, number 4. Why not try your hand at being a babyface and see where it goes? Like, I think the best chance they had was when he was down on his luck and he was broke. You could have built him up where he could have just been humble enough to understand what he lost and could have turned that into a babyface storyline. Because I honestly think he could have challenged Roman for the title as a babyface, and it might have worked.
I don't know. I think for him to be a heel, for him to be a baby face, he needs to hit the end of days on like Omos or Braun Strowman. He needs I feel like he needs like a Hogan-esque moment.
He'd have to hit the end of days on somebody huge. Like, he'd have to hit it on Roman.
See, that will be something too. But like, it would have to be in like a way no one will see it coming.
Yeah.
But the thing is, here's my next question though. At the way everybody is loving Roman now, if he hits the end of days on Roman,
he'll get booed still.
Exactly. That will still make him a heel.
Like, I feel like Sami, like the other day you asked, like, is Sami a babyface or a heel? I honestly think Sami's kind of, in a weird way, Sami's making the bloodline into babyfaces.
That's exactly what's happening.
Whether it's being done on purpose or not, I don't know. But it's certainly coming out. It's certainly turning in to be that way, though. Because with him making them break character on TV, it's almost like these guys are just joking now. It's like it's almost hard to boot them because they can't even take the storyline serious.
Yeah. I'm going back to the pros and cons of Vince McMahon. Another pro is Vince McMahon gave wrestling a Super Bowl.
WrestleMania. Yeah.
He gave us a Super Bowl. And like ain't nobody able to replicate that or even try to do it. Like the closest thing to that, it might be Wrestle Kingdom. But even WrestleMania still got it beat. You know what I mean? Because celebrities be all out for that.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, we got 10 minutes left, right? 9 minutes left, right? Let's play a game right now. So you're going to list the pros of Vince, and I'm going to come right back behind you with the cons. So for every pro you list, I'm going to list a con right behind it.
All right, ready?
Yep, go.
WrestleMania.
Saudi Arabia.
The Rock.
Bastion Booger.
Bastion Booger, really?
Insane Clown Posse.
The Bloodline.
The Hurt Business. And when I say cons, it's because he fumbled it. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll take the Hurt Business back. Retribution.
Okay, that I'll give you. That one I would definitely give you. Stephanie.
Because you say Stephanie the business owner, I say Stephanie the wrestler.
That's fair. I didn't hate some of her matches.
She couldn't wrestle, bro. She couldn't wrestle. Let's be clear.
Okay. Women's main event. WrestleMania main event.
Women's tag team championships.
Whoa, that is not a con. That is not a con.
The con is what he did with the women's tag team championship.
All right, because that is actually fixable. I was thinking about, someone mentioned this today, and I said, what they need to do is whoever's the champions, every week they need to be on both SmackDown and Raw defending them. Like, Oh crap. No matter who the opponent is, every week, like what Cena used to do for the U.S. title. Thank you. What Cena would do for the U.S. title, they do that, and then you could build that title up because it'll be spectacular matches.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that how many tag teams do you have in the women's division?
Yo, you have 3 brands. You can find them. You can mix match. You can do all that.
It don't matter because Ronda and Shane are about to take the belts and hold them for like 2 years anyway.
See, and they should. Who better than to put on both brands for everyone to take a shot at than Ronda and Shayna?
That's true.
Like, yo,
they should do it different when nobody wants to challenge them though.
Like, do you remember when Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler was tag team champions? Them matches was fire because you was like, who gonna beat them? But everybody was working their butt off to beat them.
The best part about that storyline was that they barely got along though. So it was like they barely got along, but just did enough just to keep the belts.
And it was fire. Like, I love that.
This has gotten good. Go on, give me some more pros, man.
Like, yo, what else? He built superstars. He entitled them the superstars. He built superstars, not stars, superstars.
He turned wrestlers into sports entertainers.
And guess what? He made wrestling a needed job for the pandemic. He got everyone to keep running wrestling through the pandemic.
That was Tony Khan. He fired every wrestler through the pandemic.
No, stop it. No,
he didn't fire like 200 wrestlers during the pandemic.
He did, but he also made it a needed job. So like he managed to find a loophole to keep shows going.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, he used his political influence to make it I remember what you're talking about. He turned it into like a necessity, an
essential work. Yes,
yeah.
he made wrestling an essential job, and everybody was able to keep working.
Yeah, but did he do that for them, or he did it for himself? Let's be honest.
But guess what? Everyone else was able to use it, right?
Yeah, true. Okay, I give you that. You got that one. Point taken. You get 1 point for that one. That's you.
Let's see what else. What else Vince did? I'm not gonna lie to you. He fired Drew McIntyre to go find himself.
He never understood Dusty Rhodes.
But then brought back Cody.
That was a stick it to Tony Khan. That was more than anything else. Let's be clear. But he also brought Cody back, but never had any intentions on putting the world championship on him either.
Say that, what?
He never had any intentions of putting the championship on him.
But guess what? We'll never know.
True.
We'll never know.
True. He once made Trish Stratus get in the ring and get on her knees and bark like a dog.
You loved it.
Okay, at the time when I was that age, it was different. It was funny. But as I got older, I was like, okay, yeah, that would not work on TV now.
Copy.
I was like, that would not work on TV now at all. At all.
All right. So, hey, one more? You want another one?
Yeah, give me two more. Give me two more.
2 more? Okay. Oh, 2 more. He brought AJ Styles in.
He fumbled Sting's whole run.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
The Undertaker.
Giant Gonzalez.
No, he don't count. He still gave him a WrestleMania moment. That was it.
Undertaker. Okay, let me find a card for that one.
We got a minute left. Yeah.
That might have been, I think when it's all said and done, that might have been his greatest accomplishment, to be honest with you.
And that's how you end an argument.
Yeah. You know what? You got that one. You got it. I'm going to give you, you got that one. You got that one. All right, so we about to close out. Let people know where they can find you.
Yo, you can follow me on IG and TikTok at Doogie Franchise. That's DOOGIFRANCHISE. That's DOOGIFRANCHISE. Yes, sir. That's me. Doogie Franchise in the place to be. Follow me on IG, please.
I thought she was gonna freestyle. I was really waiting for it. That you had it. But and yeah, so we got to close out. You can follow. Check us out Monday. Rell's Relaxation Hour is back. Me and Blackpool will be back on the air. After a month off, we took some time off, but we'll be back, and it's gonna be our 1 year anniversary show. So check us out Monday night at 9 p.m. here on the Evening Rush Network. And with that being said, you can check us out each and every Thursday at 9 p.m. So shout out to Doogie Franchise. I'm Rellz. We out. Have a good night, y'all.